Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I hope that everyone is doing well. It is October season, which is very fun. I think this is my favorite season of the year. I love fall. I love spooky season. I'm very happy that it's this time of year again. I've been having a good time. But yeah, and that also means that it is Inktober time. As the years have gone by, I've kind of changed the way that I do Inktober every year. I used to do it like every single day, and that was not easy for me. And also, like, you know, whenever you have like school, or now, you know, I don't have school anymore, but I work now too. Like, I just don't have the time to be doing it every day. And I think it's important to like, for people to know that, like, it's fine if you can't do it every day. Like, I feel like there's a lot of pressure, cause I used to feel it too. There's a lot of pressure as like an artist. I feel like that you have to constantly be like, every waking moment, be drawing, be doing something. And like, I feel like it's easy to, if you look at social media, to see other people doing it, and it makes you feel like crap about yourself because you're like, oh, I'm not like doing it as much, or I don't know. I understand completely that feeling, but I really do think it's important to prioritize mental health over, you know, a drawing, to be honest. And obviously I do agree that I think that like it's important to, like, you know, set like goals for yourself and things. And I mean, if you do want to do it every day, that's amazing, that's great. But yeah, I know myself and I know my limits, and I know for a fact that if I did try to do this every day, I wouldn't be able, like, I know I wouldn't be able to. I'm too busy. Also this time of year is just, it's busy. It's a busy time of the year, like with the holiday season and everything too. And like, I have like, you know, other stuff that I'm trying to do right now. So yeah, so this year I think the last 2 years I did just one illustration a week. And this year I'm doing something like kind of completely different, where I'm literally just doing like 2 spreads, in my sketchbook. So this is going to be the first, one. And then I think I'm going to do it every other week. So I think the last week of October, I'll post to probably on Monday. So yeah, but, yeah, so this is the first one that I wanted to do. And again, another little like thing that I've learned over the years too, when it comes to like doing challenges and stuff, is to do the thing that you love. And right now, all I think about is Interview with a Vampire. Again, if you've been following my channel, I talk about this like every week. It's so annoying. I'm sorry. Like, I'm so annoying about it. I can't help it though. And I really wanted to do it anyway, also because it's fitting. I mean, like, vampires are like, you know, spooky season. It's fitting anyway. And I thought this would be really fun. I will say though too, I feel like this was the least prepared I've ever been for Inktober. Like, luckily I have like the things that I need. And also for the last couple of years, I've been using India ink, because before I was just using like brush pen and micron pens, but this year for the last couple of years I've been using India ink also, because you can get a lot more fun like shades with just pen. I mean, you can do a lot with pen, to be fair, you can, but I'm like not very good at it. So and this year I really wanted to also include India ink because it's fun. And again, I wanted to add a lot more shading in it. So yeah, but yeah, again, like this year I was like very last minute, like decide what I wanted to do. And yeah, I just wanted to draw a lot of Louis and Lestat. I'm gonna be honest, that's really what I wanted to do. So I did it. Okay, I did it, and I had a good time too, so I don't regret it. I will say though, that first one I was working on, I'm already on the next thing because I was yapping so much. I was like kind of struggling in the beginning of this, so like these first couple of drawings, because again, I hadn't done pen stuff in a while, and like the only pen stuff I had done was like with Bic pens, which I kind of noticed. I'm gonna be honest, I think I actually prefer like the Bic pens to microns, because the thing with microns I've kind of learned is they are like a lot harder for me to control. I don't know, it's like, and again, also I'm someone that like when it comes to like pen art and stuff, I prefer a lot more of like the messy, sketchy look. I know a lot of other people tend to use like a very like, you know, very like detailed, fine line art, which I do think looks really good, but I don't know, I'm more of a fast, messy, I don't know, I've kind of find that I like that look more, and I feel like it helps make things look a little bit more fluid. So that's what I tend to do more of. But I've realized like I kind of really struggling in the beginning, because it was looking like not how I wanted it to, and the messy look wasn't hitting for me this time, and I was like really struggling at first, especially with the first one. I think also I'm not a huge fan of how their faces turned out in these first two. Also I was drawing like, because my sketchbook is pretty small, so I had to draw very small because I was trying to fit a lot onto the page, and I was doing like full body drawings, so I had to like make them smaller than I kind of wanted to, so I couldn't get, it's hard to get a lot of detail with the microns, because again, like, also I think the paper I'm using was also kind of a part of it because it's very smooth, so I was kind of struggling with these first two. But actually the more I look at them, the more I actually like them, to be honest. Like, I don't know, they kind of grow on me, and I do like, the thing I do like about microns is the black is like very dark, and I feel like Bic pens, they're a little bit more I don't know, they also bleed, they can bleed kind of too with like markers and stuff, which is kind of a shame. But the thing I do like about Bic pens though is I don't know, I feel like they like stick into the paper, and they're not as like, they don't glide as easily, so I feel like actually I like that because I can get more control from them. And like also with brush pen, like again, like I was kind of struggling because I haven't done pen art in a while, so I was like, ooh. But again, like as I went along though, and I think adding the shading, and I also decided to, because the first one that I did like a sketch, like a very like, I did like the initial sketch obviously, and then I went in with a small, like a 0.05 very fine tip micron, and like went over it very sketchily, you know, with the micron pen, and then I did the brush pen, and then I didn't like how that looked though, with like, I don't know, it was just looking weird because I think I used too much brush pen. I don't know, I'm very picky when it comes to how pen looks. Like with my style, a lot of the time it just ends up looking way stiffer, and that's why I tend to go towards Prismacolor pencil. And I was actually even debating, I was like, maybe I should just switch over to that, but I was like, no, it's like, I want to do it's Inktober, I want to use ink. So I was like, I'm gonna fully commit. And again, yeah, so it was a journey. I think I also just had to get used to it because I wasn't used to it. I will say too, because again, I'm using an ELO sketchbook, but I ended up actually having to put down mixed media paper for both of these because the ELO sketchbook cannot handle watercolor like at all. And with the India ink, I use a lot of water. I use it like watercolor basically, because I like to like get a lot of different shades, and I can like dilute it a lot more. So I literally use it like, I'm not even sure if you're supposed to be using this India ink like that, to be honest. But I do, and it works for me. So, there was like a lot of layering going on, which again, also like I haven't done watercolor in a little while too. So I was really rusty. I just went right in and I was like, here we go. This final one though, on this page, it was probably my favorite. Actually it might be my favorite of actually it might be my favorite of the page. I really liked the pose. And yeah, it was just like really fun. And I was finally starting to get like the hang of it. So I was like feeling more comfortable. And yeah, it was very fun. There's nothing more exhilarating than like whenever you are working with a medium and like on a piece, whenever you finally start to like, it just clicks in your brain. And you can feel it, and you all of a sudden like, I don't know, I'll get like more confident with it, and I'm like, oh, okay, I think I get it now. And then I'll just go in, and it's like such a satisfying feeling, and realizing like the different like textures you can get. And like right here, I was working on his pants because he's wearing like leather pants here, Lestat. And yeah, sorry, also, if you don't know what Interview with Vampire is, this might be kind of confusing. Yeah, they're from, this is based off of the TV show Interview with the Vampire, Louis and Lestat. Yeah, I was like trying to like figure out too how to do like leather. So that was like a fun little experiment. And again, yeah, I definitely do think one of my biggest things with the India ink though is I'm very bad at figuring out how to get like how much water I need to put into it to make it lighter, because I end up having to layer a lot, and I was kind of chewing through the paper, even though it was literally like mixed media. So yeah, that was kind of a problem I was having. But yeah, I still had a lot of fun. And yeah, it always like scared me too, because like I was really trying to like, I was also struggling with like, because I was kind of like making up their outfits as I went along, which was probably not the best idea, because I was struggling with figuring out like trying to get a good contrast in the colors because everything was kind of blending together and everything was kind of looking the same, and I wanted to really make sure that I really got like the highlights to pop and like the really darks to like stand out, because I think that's also really important when you're doing black and white. You want to have like contrast. You don't want everything to look like semi-gray in the middle, or else I feel like it looks really boring and your eye doesn't attach to it as much. So yeah, I was really trying. I honestly probably could have pushed the blacks even more in this drawing, but I didn't. And I ended up also, like, originally I didn't want to do a lot of brush pen in this, but I ended up kind of playing with it more and more, and I was having a lot of fun. And yeah, putting the brush pen down was like, I was getting more and more the hang of it as I was going on, and I was having a lot more fun. I love drawing their hands. I said this in my last video because my last video was also drawing a vampire. I've been drawing a lot of vampires recently, and I love drawing like their hands because like I make their nails long, but I also make it just like extend onto the fingers. I don't know if anything what I'm saying makes sense. But I just love how it looks. It's so fun. And yeah, again, the problem though, again, I kind of regret putting so much on the page because I couldn't do as much details as I wanted to, especially with Inktober. I usually work and like I usually only do like I usually do a big illustration a day. I don't usually do like multiple small ones, and so I'm used to being able to have a lot more space to, you know, add a lot of details and stuff into the shading and stuff, and I couldn't really do that here. So yeah, I was struggling with that. And then this is based off of the newer because we just got a new Rockstar Lestat teaser trailer. I'm so excited. No, but we and like he has like those scars, so I really wanted to include them, and they were so fun to like draw. And then yeah, this is also like, I will say this red that I'm using is not ink, it's watercolor, so I don't know, sue me, I don't care. But yeah, I always love adding like a pops of red because it's very fun. And this is a little technique, this what I'm doing with my finger. I've been doing this for a while because I've drawn a lot of like things covered in blood. I do this like every Inktober though, to be honest, so I'm used to it. But I love like dabbing it with my finger because it looks like more messy that way. And I'll even like kind of slide my finger across the paper to look like it's been smudged too, and it's very fun. I recommend it. I like covering things in blood is like genuinely one of my favorite things to do. It's so fun. Highly would recommend it. I also like splattered the page a little bit, and just to make it look a little bit more messy and like, I don't know, dirty. And then I also went in with, I didn't show much of that, I went in with a white gel pen too and added some highlights that you'll be able to see at the end better over the entire drawing. Yeah, and then so I learned my lesson from that first page that I did, and I was like, yeah, I need to make sure that I draw bigger on this next page. And originally I was also going to do a couple more, like I was going to do multiple like drawings on it, but I was like, no, I want to do, so I ended up only doing 2 on this second page that I worked on, because again, I just wanted to add more details, so I was able to work bigger, which I think was more fun. As you can see already, I was able to do a lot more detail with the shading and the faces and stuff, which yeah, I'm happy I did in the end. I got all the detail that I originally wanted. I will say though, I was kind of struggling with this page because again, I like didn't go in dark enough, I think, originally, so I had to layer a lot. And I will say, I think the coloring, especially on Louis' face, turned out a little weird on this one. Like I don't think there was enough of like a blending between the darks and the lights initially, so it looks a little muddy, I think. But I did eventually go in with the brush pen, and I think that really, really helped, especially on the face. Like I think it helped like divide the weirdness of it, and the hair especially. I like could not get the Indian dark enough, so I kept on having to go over it again and again and again. You can tell because it like the paper was reacting kind of weirdly to it. So yeah, so that was kind of a struggle I had, but overall ended up being fine. I say this like a lot, but I find Lestat to be very hard. I feel like Louis, I'm better at it. Like I've drawn them so many times at this point, you would think I would be okay with drawing them. But I find Lestat specifically very hard to draw. Like, I struggle drawing him. I don't even know what. I think, again, like, he has just, like, I don't know. I feel like his face is, like, specifically his, like, the bottom of his mouth, like, his, like, jaw and his mouth is just a very specific shape that I really struggle to get right to make it look like him. But also, like, I want to, like, stylize it at the same time, and I really struggle with it. But I think I'm happy with how his face turned out in this one, though. Like, I really like how his eye turned out, too. Because it's kind of a hard angle to draw. Also, I've drawn Lestat licking Lou's face so many times. This is like the third time. No, actually, this might be like the fourth time I've drawn it. I don't know. I just like doing it. I like doing it. I don't know. Also, like, every time I draw Lestat's hair, I feel like I draw it differently too. Also, I was kind of inspired again by like his hair in season 3 that we've seen, because it's a little bit more it's like kind of wavy, almost like, and almost a little bit curly too, so I kind of wanted to add that. I actually really like how it turned out in this piece. Also, I always struggle too with black and white with people that have blonde hair, because again, I really love the contrast with dark hair, because it contrasts with like the skin really well if you have like really dark hair, and it also looks really good if you're using black and white. So it's hard whenever someone has light hair and that also has light skin, because I feel like it can easily like blend in together and look like not great, and there's not enough of a difference there, which I always struggle with, but I think I got it fairly well. And again, once I go in with the brush pen too, I think it really helps a lot, because this drawing I was working on was looking rough and I was not liking it at all, and then once I went in with like the brush pen, I was like, okay, it's getting better. This one too, though, I was really struggling with like the colors, because again, I didn't think about it beforehand. Like, I really went into this very fast and last minute, because I realized, like, I was like, oh shoot, it's like already October, and I was like, shoot, and I like was not ready, because I feel like September freaking flew by. This year has been I mean, I feel like every year, but this year, like, oh my gosh, it's been flying by so fast, and like I was like, oh my god, it's literally October, and I'm not even like, I haven't practiced or anything, and I just have to do it. I just have to go. So I was just like throwing things down, and I really wish I worked a little. I do like this one. The Lestat's pose specifically, though, is a little weird. I did use reference for, like, all these poses, too, from Pinterest. I will say that. But, yeah, I was, like, really struggling. Like, it looked... I think, again, though, the brush pen helps include it. But, like, again, like, the colors, though, I was, like, I should have planned it out more, because I feel like I probably could have gotten a better result if I planned it out, you know? Crazy, I know, if I actually, like, thought of it before I did something, you know? But, you know, here we are. I didn't, so... Yeah, so that's why I ended up upset, you know. One day I'll learn my lesson. I don't know. I think I literally last episode, what the frick, last video that I was working on, I literally said, I was like, oh yeah, I like planned this stuff out and it turned out well. So, you know, I know that, but I do it every time. I just don't listen to myself ever. It's great. But yeah, no, again, going with the brush pen though. And the brush pen too is great, because it's very dark, and it just contrasts with things, and it really like helps highlight things a lot. But I also, though, I don't ever want to like overdo the brush pen, which I kind of did a little bit in this drawing, to be honest, because I like the blend of like the two, like the lighter, thinner micron pen. But whatever, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I always struggle, especially with Louis and Lestat, when it comes to doing them in Inktober, because I know their eyes are such like distinct aspects of their characters and the color of them, because like Louis has green eyes and Lestat has like blue / kind of, they almost look purple sometimes. I always draw them purple though, because I'm biased and I like Lestat with purple eyes. Anyway, but yeah, and so I was struggling with that, because I don't know if I should like include that, but I thought it would look, so I didn't, because again, I wanted a really limited color palette, and I thought it would look kind of weird if just like you had green and like blue, and like those colors don't go that great together, and like nothing else on the page was gonna be that, because I wanted everything to be black and white and then just the pops of red. So I did just make their eyes red on everything, which I know is not their eye color, but it is a striking look though, because red is such a, you know, so I am happy that I did it in the end. And again, though, even like the red that I do decide to include on a lot of my like Inktober stuff, I try not to do too much of it and use it like all over the place, because it ends up, I don't know, it ends up like overpowering like the black and the white. And I like, just again, the little pops of it I think really stand out more. So the only places I really used red for was the eyes and then blood that I wanted to include on it too. Again, yeah, the brush pen really saved the day on these drawings. Really saved the day, because like I was really able to get like the details that I wanted. Another little detail that I always include with Louis and Lestat when I'm drawing them is I always have their fangs like out, because in the show they retract, like they can retract whenever they get like, or they can like control them basically, but they usually retract whenever they get like bloodthirsty. But I just love how fangs work, and I love how they look. And I honestly kind of wish that they always just had them out, honestly, because I think they look really cute. I understand why they don't though, because it's hard with like actors to enunciate words when you have these freaking fangs in your mouth. So I understand why they don't, but I always include it in the drawings because I think it looks cute. I will say, I always draw, like I said before, I always draw the stat with the purple eyes, and I noticed in this last teaser, the stat's eyes look so much more purple than they do blue this season, and I'm so happy. I was like, I manifested this. They were kind of like that last year too, but for the last season, but really this season, like, they look so like purple to me this season, and I'm so happy about it. Actually, like I feel like all the contacts and like the nails especially look so good this season. Like I feel like they really like upped it, especially the nails look so good. I feel like they've come so far from those first, like that first season. And yeah, here's me again including the blood, which again is just so fun. It's my favorite thing. I love it. It's so satisfying. Like I really do recommend people draw like people covered in blood because it's so fun. I was also trying to figure out too, like the color of the red. Originally I was thinking about like making it a little bit more darker, because, you know, blood is a lot darker than this actually is, and that can also be kind of striking, but I wanted it to be pretty saturated because again, it stands out more, I think, contrasting with everything else. So I ended up going with a more saturated red in the end. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're still here, it's kind of a long one. And stay tuned for my next Inktober. I'm going to be doing another spread in my sketchbook. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again. Bye.